Welcome to the Property Profits Podcast. Thank you so much for jumping on. I appreciate you as always for getting on the episode and just listening to what I have to say. And also, like always, if you've learned anything from this, or if you do learn anything from this, please leave something in the show notes. Let us know how we're doing, what we could do different, and what we're doing. Anyway, let's get to it. So I was at an event in Maryland, and by the way, it is a freaking like 10-hour travel, like a 10-hour trip from San Antonio, Texas to Maryland. Where I went, it was in Salisbury, Maryland. I left from San Antonio and literally had to fly to the regional airport 20 minutes away. And there's like a 3 or 4 hour layover once you get there. Anyway, 10 hours there, 10 hours back. So it has been a crazy 3 days. So anyway, I'm catching up on my podcast here. But anyway, I went to this event and it was a high-end real estate event. There was like 40 people in the room and it was like brokers and agents from all over the country. And a buddy of mine was hosting the event. He had asked me to speak at this thing, and it was just such a tactical event. It wasn't like the raw thing where everybody's motivating you to go make money and we're doing this and that. You don't really feel like you're going to leave this place any better than you came. These people paid some good money to be there for good reason. They wanted me to talk about closing strategies and wholesaling and novations and doing creative finance. And this was like in a room full of agents. So you can imagine how big their eyes were, but they were like open to this stuff. That's why they came to learn a lot of this investment side, because a lot of them are seeing how the times are changing, how real estate's changing, and being an agent's cool, but you got to have more tools in your bag. The more tools you have, the better. And here's something too. Whenever you work for a commission only, even on wholesaling, when you work for that deal, you keep working for that deal, you're working for the same dollar twice. And what I mean is, if you never invest that money, it's not going to work for you. You've got to work for money up to a certain point. You got to have income coming in, but you need that money to work for you. So that being said, you make money and you invest it. That way, that money pays you dividends. A lot of traditional agents and people running companies and things like that know how to make money. So they bring in the money, they pay their people, they bring in the money, they pay their people, they stack some. But if they don't invest it, that money doesn't work for them, not until they sell their company. So this is what this whole meetup was about. And I wanted to give you a little recap because I learned so much while I was there. I went there to speak, but I also got to enjoy and reap the rewards of this whole event. There was somebody that came on that talked about like a family office insurance thing, and it was like a whole life group policy thing that they're doing. And I've always looked at those kinds of things as I would never do. I'm the kind of person that's never even had a 401k. Everything I get goes into real estate, or even now a self-directed tax saving strategy or whatever, self-employment. Say they have all sorts of crap. I don't do any of that, right? I invest in real estate. Not saying I'm against any of that, but there was this guy that came on and he said most of these policies are bogus, but if you set it up a certain way, and I'm gonna butcher this because I don't completely understand it, but it's really cool. And I'm gonna preface this with a book too, is What Would the Rockefellers Do? And they go over this strategy in that book, what they were talking about. But this guy pretty much sets up an account for you to invest in every month, and you can borrow from yourself. You get paid interest on it every month, and it's pretty badass. Sorry I didn't explain that super well, but you should really look into family office policy. You like Google it and look up that book, What Would the Rockefellers Do? This is pretty much what this guy was teaching about. And also, a mentor of mine that was putting on this event, he was just talking about like wholesaling strategies, and he was giving his playbook on wholesaling and investing in like big multifamily properties. And here's another nugget. He was talking about raising money. A lot of people are scared to ask for money for deals or scared to raise money. He said, look, take out your phone right now. He told everybody. He said, except you, Travis, don't do it because you'll win, which I did it anyway. And I had a ton of people that responded. But he said, take out your phone, make a Facebook post and say, hey, who wants to invest in a real estate deal with me? Post it on your Facebook page and see who all responds. And those are people that could possibly invest with you, like give you money on. Here's different ways. You can borrow money from somebody on a promissory note and like personally guarantee it. That's one way. Or, and by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice, anything like that. Or you can give them first lien on a property, which I've always done. I have lenders that they take first lien, it's collateral for when I borrow from them, or you can give up some equity, or you can do a combination of all of them. But his point was like put yourself out there and make that post. So if you're listening to this, try it. It's a pretty cool exercise. You can see who's actually looking to invest out there. So I hope you got a lot out of this. I have not been here in a few days because I've been traveling. So we'll be trying to post a episode every day this week if we can. But my goal is to just drop knowledge to y'all every day that I can. Like I said in the beginning, thank you for coming on. Please leave your honest reviews, comments in the show notes, and I'd love to read them. And if you could, take the 1 minute it takes to leave a review, an honest review of what you think about the show. Thank you so much again, and I cannot wait for the next one.